I was just watching a segment of Dave Ramsey. I'm going to leave a link on this page because it really incensed me what he was saying. And he goes on about the benefits of getting married. The caller had called Dave Ramsey because she was nervous about co-signing on buying a house together with her boyfriend, and Dave Ramsey thinks it's a bad idea, and he was going on about studies that showed married people tend to stay out of poverty at a better rate, right? So I gotta point out something. Think about all the other divides in wealth, right? People who are white generally have more wealth than people who are black in the United States. It is commonly acknowledged that there is a gender gap, right? Men tend to make more than women, although it's becoming narrower, right? Nobody is proud of those two facts, right? But for some reason, when it comes to marriage, it's the other way around. But I gotta point out that I am single, obviously, and right now I'm traveling in Sandpoint, Idaho. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to Wallace, Idaho to interview for a job there. And that's a luxury that I have because I'm not tied down to Seattle. If I had a spouse who was working in Seattle, I wouldn't even think about the job in Wallace, Idaho, right? It's in a different career path than I'm in, and I don't have to explain to my wife and my kids, why I'm changing career paths. My kids don't have to worry about going to a new school district and all that, right? You would think not being married should be more conducive to building wealth. Why is it not? Well, because of prejudice, right? It's the same reason we have a racial gap and a gender gap, but for some reason, this gap we're actually proud of for some bizarre reason. If you go to some other countries, you'll see that this gap doesn't exist because they're not confused by it, right? Go to Japan, their marriage rate is a lot lower than it had been 2 generations ago, and their wealth is better than ever, although they have a little bit of a demographic problem. I think eventually they're going to have to open their borders, but that's a good thing. I hope they open their borders because they need to teach the rest of the world that life isn't just about marriage, right? Anyway, the only reason that marriage is linked to more wealth is because we let it happen that way, and it's not something to be proud of, right? Imagine you had a society where whites make a heck of a lot more than blacks. Would that be a good city to live in?